Alright, so I'll have to do the video over. Dun 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 dun. Everyone bites the dust. We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Now this is my movie review on Bohemian Rhapsody. Now you know how I do my movie reviews. Spoiler alert. Gotta say it again. Spoiler alert. Gotta say it again. Spoiler alert. The reason why I keep saying spoiler alert is because we get 2 or 3 idiots who go on the internet and they watch movie reviews and they don't even see the movie. And then they complain that you ruined the whole entire movie experience. And yes, I'm at the Grove filming this because my cell phone, for whatever reason, didn't upload the video in the past 4 hours, and unfortunately I have to do the movie review. Gotta do the movie review all over again. But it's okay because I get more time to do it. I'm trying to find a nice little location where I can't get in trouble by security or by sheriff, deputy, police. Because just to film in this area, you can get into some deep shit. So I'm gonna say it again. Spoiler alert. One last final time. Spoiler alert. Let's get into the movie review. Okay, this movie, whoever wrote the movie, whoever produced and directed the movie, they start the movie off. The ending of the movie is the beginning of the movie. And it cuts away and he's essentially at an airport. He doesn't like his job. And he meets these guys who lost their talent. They lost their star. And he auditions right on the spot and shows them that he can sing. And as the movie goes, he meets his true love. He meets her right off the bat while meeting the rock band. And then, of course, they sell their minivan and they get a lot of money. And then they go into this cheap, beat down studios and they get discovered by an executive producer who just so happens to be the one responsible for Elton John getting into the music industry. And you get to see the politics. You get to see exactly what Queen, or should I say better known as Freddie Mercury, you get to see what he had to go through. You get to experience what he experienced. This movie doesn't just touch on just him. It touches on him, his rock band, his friends, and you get to see his inner demons. You get to see what he went through, what he struggled, why trying to be rich and famous, and they went from London to America. The best part of the movie is where he's arguing with his dad, so they immediately establish the dynamics between father and son. The father wanted the son to become a professional prize fighter boxer. He wants to be a rock star, rich and famous. He becomes a multi-millionaire successfully. And that's when we get to see his inner demons. We get to see what he struggles against. We get to see him messing around with alcohol, drugs, partying, the typical rock star, rocker lifestyle. And we get to see him fight his own band. And to me, one of the best points, one of the best parts of the movie is when we actually got to see him. We actually got to see him bring in a writer, and this is how Everyone Bites the Dust came about. When we see Everyone Bites the Dust, that song started by him fighting one of his teammates, and that's how the song got made, which I thought was funny. Halfway through the movie, he gets stabbed in the back. And he was real good at figuring out how the sound of music worked. You know, he knew what it was like he was the producer, the director, the writer, and the artist all wrapped into one. And while fighting and arguing with people, you get to see what happens in this movie. Now, unfortunately, he caught AIDS, and they show that. A powerful scene in the movie is where he goes in the clinic He gets told the rules of how much longer he has to live, and there's an AIDS patient who says, "Hey yo," and he responds back. Very powerful scene of the movie. Very powerful, very strong. Makes you want to break down and cry. There are some funny moments in this movie. They did shoehorn some comedy into this film. A lot of it was just to try to explain, his career as an artist. They managed to somehow get Michael Jackson's name mentioned in the movie. It was a turn of the 1980s. So they took us to the 70s, they took us to the 80s, and they showed him trying to seek redemption. And of course, he wanted his true love back, and, Now, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. And it's possible it might get nominated for an Oscar. Now, why do I say it gets nominated for an Oscar? Is simply because they put so much work and effort into this. See, this movie, 99.99% accurately touches on everything. His career, his personal life, him fighting with the studios, him getting into it with the executive producers, him fighting his own rock band. This movie is the true movie of Queen. Now, all the other movies that came before it, they would show you some stuff here and there, but this movie really 99.9% accurately gets straight to the point. Good storytelling. I do believe this movie will be nominated for an Academy Award, Golden Globe, and possibly and potentially an Oscar. For Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenwriter. And I'm pretty sure that he'll probably get the actor who played the character, Best Actor, and might even get Movie of the Year. There's a lot of good stuff in this movie, a lot of good parts. Them going on the road and touring in different cities, him fighting with his band. Like I said, my favorite part of the movie is when he started fighting with them about who wrote the songs to Everyone Bites the Dust, We Will Rock You, and whoever wrote this script, they had to have been sitting down watching the Tupac movie, because the beginning of the movie is essentially the ending of the film, and the ending of the film is the beginning, so they reverse the beginning and the ending of this film. Now, this is one of those films where if they wanted it to be a documentary, it could have been a documentary. If they wanted it to be a film, it's a film. Essentially, it's both film and a documentary. This gets 10 out of 10. Like I said, I think it's going to get Best Director, Best Screenwriter, Best Actor, Best Picture, and Movie of the Year. So I think when we get closer to the Oscars next year, it could get 4 Oscars. It could get 2 or 3 Academy Awards. It could get some Emmy Awards. It's that great of a movie. In fact, when you see this film, you might have to see this film 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, because it's that great of a film. This movie doesn't just touch on Queen as an artist. We get to see some backstory of his character. They focused on every character in the film. They didn't just make this all about him. A strong, powerful film. And I will be doing another movie review when this film comes on DVD. I'll be doing a DVD movie review, because there's so much stuff in this film, it's almost impossible to try to talk about it all in a movie review. But this is worth watching. This is worth the money. And like I said, he struggled with his inner demons. And there were a lot of funny moments in the movie, sad moments. And then there are moments where you shake your head at some of the music. Like when you watch this movie, you are a part of the rock band. You are a part of the crew. Everything you see in the film, you see. He's the main character, and when you watch the movie, it's almost as if you are the main character yourself. So this is my movie review. Until then, peace.